didn't even hit record. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna try this again. Yo and hello, it's me. Just call me T Marie, and welcome to yet another episode of POV. What happened was I was not recording. I did my whole intro and everything just now for no reason because the roadcaster did not catch any of it. So what I was saying was I was watching One More Chance. I explained who Chance was in case people didn't know. And I binge watched the whole thing. After it took me like forever to find it. And, you know, Zeus being owned by a black man is great. But the fact that his content... Well, all right, let me not say that because that's going to be sounding like, bitch, why you want everything for free? Because definitely had to pay $4 for it. Like there was no way around it. Like I tried all of my sites. I tried all of my, Googles and everything. And I could not find this show for free anywhere. So applaud that black man for being able to do that. Like for real. Like he's able to, get his shit, proprietarized in that manner to where people can't steal his shit. So good for him in that regard. However, I had to give him $4 to watch this foolishness, and I was partially upset, but I was partially thoroughly entertained, because when I tell you that One More Chance did not disappoint in the shenanigans and the foolery, like, let me tell you. So they had all types of women on there. That was first and foremost, right? And it wasn't like your typical back in the day reality show where it was like a bunch of pretty girls from all over the country and, they just wanted that one chance of fame. Like it was literally like they did this casting in a day, and anybody who came to the casting got on the show. So there was like this one lady who they called Grandmama. She Grandmama was like an old Russian lady. Hey boo, hey Nafia, I see you on Facebook. Grandmama was on there. Then there was a trans woman who was, I don't know, in transition or just living their life as a woman, but this person had no titties whatsoever and very much still was presenting boy, but just wore like a wig and makeup, and they gave this person the name Mangina. And when I tell you, like, that is the most disrespectful thing. Like, first of all, he said, oh, you came out here with your chest all out and your 12 o'clock shadow popping. And I was like, okay, so clearly everyone knows that this is for jokes. Okay, so they're not just out here, using this person. And the person seemed to be, good sport about it. They were on the show, they took some of the jokes and all of that. But one thing that really bothered me was there was another lady on there who, I believe her name was... Shit, what was it? It wasn't it wasn't Secrets. It was somebody else, and it was basically like Believable, and they called her Believable because they said that she looked like a man and she was presented like a woman and her voice was very soft, and so they tried to say that she was out there like lying to people, and they made this whole storyline about Shorty, and I didn't like that part of it, because it's like, if you are a woman and you've shown this man that you're a woman, you had another woman put her hand in your pants, look at your privates, pronounce that you have lady bits and all of that, and they still ran with this joke about Shorty being a man. I thought that was disrespectful. And even New York came on the show and ended up making a thing about Shorty being a man, and had to apologize for it, like had to go on like this whole apology tour, because she came out and was seen as being homophobic or transphobic or whatever. And she had to go through like this whole, I'm learning. It was a learning experience, and I'm just so grateful for and it just was like this whole live about this shit just was so fucking annoying. Like, just admit it. Like, why can't people just admit, like, if you're doing shit for the gag, if you're doing shit for the shits and giggles, then say that. Listen, it was a running joke on the show. Hey Harmony, hey boo. It was a running joke on the show. Just let people know that. Like, it was a joke that she was a man because she spoke in a whisper and her voice didn't get loud, and she's like, I'm not ratchet, I don't really yell like that. And it's like, I could understand you can see that as being fake, because in this day and age everyone is loud, everyone gets ratchet, you know what I mean? And so to see somebody not falling into that stereotype, it's really easy to, think that they're fake. But once Shorty told you, like, that's just who she is, y'all should have accepted that shit. Like, there should have never been no extra, berating of Shorty. But again, it is what it is. It's for TV. You got to have ratings. You got to be controversial. So there goes your controversy. But, I say all of that to say, hey, Rasan of Versatile Solutions, LLC, one of my affiliates. He's on the live. What's going on? So yeah, it was just one of those things where it's like, I paid $4 to watch 13 or 14 episodes of the show. And I was thoroughly entertained for my $4. Like, I literally watched every single episode in a day. I spent the whole day watching that shit, reunion and everything. And it just was one of those things that reminded me of what good trash reality TV used to be. Like, do you remember like original Bad Girls Club, like seasons 1 through 5, like before it became a gimmick? Like, do you remember like the real ratchet TV shows like fucking Road Rules and Next and fucking what was that other trash one that was really, really, really good? Like all those old dating shows and how they used to do those things. Like, I loved the real ratchet reality shows from back in the day where that shit was not scripted. There was no Mona magic. There was no, forced storylines. This was just trash people being trash fucking people. And I miss that because now it's become so overly conceptualized, this idea of reality show where it's like there are storylines and there are, cast of characters and there's this and there's that and there's it takes away from it. It really and truly do. And watching One More Chance made me nostalgic for Bad Girls Club, and I went and watched the last season of Bad Girls Club, which was season 17. And when I tell you that shit was so boring, like, it was a good thing they ended that show, because the last season of Bad Girls Club, because I believe the season before that was the season where Dream Doll got discovered. And I think that I didn't watch that season. I hadn't watched from like maybe season 11 to 16, and then I came back and watched 17. But Bad Girls Club used to be where like real authentic bad girls, like bitches who was fighting, bitches who was in the streets, bitches who was in gangs, like bitches who was real bad girl, like bad, like not a bad bitch, but a bad girl, like every definition of bad. Like, I do drugs, I sleep with a bunch of men, I'm a sugar baby, I take niggas money, like all of those things Bad Girls Club was about, and I was here for it. And a part of me is a little sad that I did not get on that show when I wanted to. Like, there was once upon a time when I was in my early 20s that it was a party promoter nigga that I was cool with, and he used to ask me all the time, like, yo, if you ever want to be on Bad Girls Club, let me know. I know the casting director, and I'll put you on. And he tried for like mad long to get me to go on there, because he used to host parties for like when bad girls used to get walkthrough money. So like, because of him, I met like Judy J. I met I forgot the other bitch name that she used to sell hair, Tiara, I believe her name was Tiara So Bougie on Instagram. Like, because of him, I met a few of them, because they used to do walkthroughs at his events. So he used to always tell me like, yo, if you ever want to do it, you should go audition. Harmony was like, are you a bad girl? Listen, in my 20s, I tell people this all the time. There's so many different versions of me. You have Tina 2006, which was me when I graduated high school. Tina 2006 was who would have ended up on Bad Girls Club, because Tina 2006 was out here fighting, arguing, cursing bitches out, rowdy, like literally, like there was no arguments. Like, there was no arguments. It was either we gonna fight or we gonna fight. Like that, those were the only two options. I wasn't trying to hear nothing. I wasn't trying to be diplomatic. I'm not trying to debate. I'm not trying to see your side. I'm not trying to hear shit. And that's because Tina 2006 had dealt with so much shit in her life where it was like, that was the only defense. Like the offense, defense, everything was fight. Didn't matter. Then when I got into my 20s and around the time where he was asking me, I was partially on my way to transitioning into who I call Tina 2.0. You know, Tina 2.0 really was like on some, all right, you got to relax. This, you can't live the rest of your life like this. You're becoming a grown woman. You want to have lasting friendships, lasting relationships. You need to get it together. And so Tina 2.0 is, you know, who I found after my 26th birthday, I believe it was. Yeah, Tina 2.0 came about 25, 26. And she kind of really like got me together. And then when I turned 30, I feel like that's when Tina 3.0 was born. And that is like the evolved version of myself. But see, Tina 3.0 is glitching. And I just want to let people know that she's a little glitchy. We're working out the bugs, but Tina 3.0 be going back to Tina 2006. Like she be feeling it bubbling right here. And it so yeah. That was a glitch right now, because I was about to say there's a few people who was about to catch Tina 2006. It was a few people who was about to see what that looked like. But, you know, 3.0 is holding on strong. So we're going to see what happens. You know what I mean? Like, we definitely going to see what happens. But I wish I would have went on that show. Like, I wish I would have did that when I was, you know, back then, even though I felt like that would have been an embarrassment to my family a little bit. Because, you know, bitches be on it. They be fucking, they be drinking, they be acting all rowdy, they be acting obnoxious, like not letting people use the phones or fucking throwing bitches clothes in the pool. Because listen, there were so many times that they've done shit to get bitches out that it's like they could not have done that to me. Like if it were me, when I say go out with a bang, I mean that whole house would have got flipped. You feel me? Like it was certain shit that went down in that house that I've seen that I was just like, yeah, I could have never lived through nothing like that, because there is no amount of, oh, you signed a waiver, oh, you did da 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 da. There's no amount of that to keep me off a motherfucker's ass from disrespecting me. There's just none. Like there's no paperwork, nothing you could back then. Now I know a little better, but back then, I'm saying there would have been no amount of paperwork or reasoning to be like, oh, we're gonna, you know, blah, blah, blah. Like all of that, we're gonna send you to a hotel for the night. No, it would have been, bitch, pack your bags, you're leaving right now. And that's it. And that's it. Like it really would have been just like that's it. And it's like, it's so funny to me because it used to be that the show was about bringing these bad girls together, really testing to see how bad some of them were, because they would be, you know, I'm bad, I do this, then the third, and they'd be the first bitch crying. They be the first bitch, I want to go. Like it used to be, like that was the part that I loved about that show, is that, you know, and when you get to meet them, they all on oh, I'm the baddest bitch and I beat up every bitch on my block, and then when they get in the show and two bitches don't like them and don't talk to them and just walk around the house and ignore them, all of a sudden now they in their feelings, they crying home to their mommies and all of this shit. So it just really brought back some good, you know, memories of good trash TV, you know, watching these shows on these apps. Because I watched Bad Girls Club on I think it was the Oxygen, either Oxygen or Bravo app. One of those apps. And then, of course, you know, One More Chance was on Quibi. I mean, not Quibi, on Zeus. But, yeah, it just was really, really interesting. So what else had happened? Inauguration Day happened. We got us a new president. Joe Biden and Madam Vice President Kamala Harris have officially been sworn in. Inauguration Day was a sight to behold. Our forever FLOTUS, Michelle Obama, slayed in her, you know, Oxblood ensemble. And it was a black designer. Like, I just love how the Obamas just constantly at every chance highlight black excellence, and people still will hate on them and be like, well, what if they did for the black people? Like, they have put so many black artists in the White House. They have put so many black designers on and gotten their names out. They have put so many black, legislators and all types of people and representatives and all types of shit in office. Like, they have highlighted and brought attention to so many black creatives and intellectuals and fucking, just everything. And people will still sit and complain about how they don't do enough for fucking black people. That shit forever boggles my mind. And I'll be wanting to tell people sometimes, like, it's not their fault that your ass didn't have a job, or you didn't have a business and didn't qualify for all the business loans they was giving black women, or your parents didn't work and care about you and let you stay on their insurance till you're 26. It's not their fault that you wasn't in school getting an education and so you were able to get your student loans, forgiven. It's not their fault. It's not their fault that you did not benefit from the shit that they did. It's not their fault. You just didn't qualify. So say that you didn't benefit from them being in office, but don't say all black people didn't benefit from them being in office. Yes, he passed a lot of shit for, the gays. Yes, he passed a lot of shit for, trans. Yes, he passed a lot of shit for immigrants, but he passed shit for black people too. And y'all forget he had the biggest issue when it came to getting shit passed any fucking way, because the House and the Senate was was split. One was Republican and one was Democrat. So at every turn he was getting knocked down. So it's just like arguing with motherfuckers who are just intent on wanting to hate on the Obamas. I don't fucking got time for it. I don't. I do not. I honestly do not.
Round of applause, bitch. You made me mad, bitch.
Because I'm not arguing with you. I'm not. You just made me angry and now I can't do nothing about it. Because it's like, you can easily find the answers to this shit. You can easily find the answers to what Obama did for black people. All it takes is a Google. All it takes. And then for people to spill that over into, Kamala and Biden and try to say that, they're not going to do anything for black people either. Why would you put that negativity out? Why would you not say, yo, we're going to make sure that they put stuff out for black people? I'm going to be on my representatives' asses. As a matter of fact, I remember, Amanda, I'm supposed to call you about figuring out how to get that app together on how to figure out what's being, what's being presented in the House and all of that, and what the bills are and all of that. We definitely got to talk about that. I'm glad I just remembered that shit. I'm glad I remembered that. But yeah, it's not up to him. It's up to our representatives. It's up to these people that are closer in proximity. The president is not that close to our proximity, but all of these representatives and motherfuckers that, be around and shit, those are the ones that are easy to get to. So y'all need to get to them niggas and make sure that they are bringing your concerns to the president, because that's what you elect them for. That's what you choose them for. That is what they are there for. That is their job. Y'all talk about how Biden been in office or been in politics for umpteen years and what has he done? Y'all act like niggas at their jobs do the best job every single fucking day. Y'all never heard of career politics? That's just a job like any other job. Some niggas is gonna take that shit to heart. Some niggas just want the check. That's what every fucking job. McDonald's all the way up to fucking Microsoft. All of it. There is niggas who care and there's niggas who cash the fuck out. And that's it. That's it. So now that he's in the presidency, now is when you can hold him accountable. Fuck all that other stuff. Now is when he needs to do shit. And if y'all not prepared for that, then fuck it. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. I don't know. What else had happened? Oh man, we got two more deaths. 2021 has started off, but you know what, these are people who have lived very full lives, who have left legacies, so you can't really say that their deaths are sad, because Larry King is one of the best interviewers in the world. I never really thought of him when I started podcasting, but in his passing, like, a lot of his stuff has been like resurfacing, and I never really realized like exactly how much he meant to media. Like, for real, for real. Like, Larry King been out here. Like, that nigga has been out here. For real, for real. So it's one of those things where, you know, it's always, you know, sad to see that when you get older, people you grow up with, people who have been a part of your life, you know, forever, are now gone. Like Alex Trebek, Jeopardy, gone. Larry King. I've lived my entire life knowing who Larry King is. He's now gone. Same goes for Hank Aaron, R.I.P., Hall of Famer. Gone. I've grown up hearing about him forever. Niggas used to argue about him, how great he was back in his day, his time, all of that stuff. Just, it's a lot. And, you know, it's sadder with Hank Aaron, because I think it was like reported that he went and took the COVID vaccine, and then shortly after it was reported, not shortly like the same day, but shortly after, like it wasn't even a whole month, and then he passed. And so it's kind of hard to say like whether or not the vaccine killed him. I don't really know, but you know, it's one of those things where it's like you know, I don't know, like it just doesn't make a good case for the vaccine. And it's like more and more people are coming out and saying that they're having complications. One lady is like shaking uncontrollably. You know, that one chick passed out. And so I don't know what's going to happen with this vaccine, y'all. I don't really know. Nafia said, too many deaths. I just lost my aunt and a city friend this week. I'm so sorry, sis. My condolences. My condolences. It's really, really sad. But you know, this corona is crazy. Like, it's like you want it to be over. You want to trust that this vaccine is going to help, but then shit like this happens, and it's like, even if you want to trust it, you can't. And then I had a conversation on Clubhouse where, you know, people were saying that it might get to a point where they'll tell you you can't work without a vaccine, or you can't travel without a vaccine. And I posed the question like, well, okay, so should everybody just stay home then? Like, should we all just like go on strike? Like, everybody just be like, all right, fuck this. Fuck it. We're not going to work no more, and we're not going to travel no more. We're just going to sit in our houses and, you know, work some shit out. Can we start to build our own little societies where we barter and trade and shit like that with our supermarkets? And can we keep going with a lot of our shit with barters and trades, or do we really need money? Like, is money, like, has money been the thing this entire time that we just cannot live without? Like, what would we do? What are we going to do? Like, if they really and truly tell us we cannot work and we cannot travel without the vaccine, and at this point anybody wants to call in, definitely, you know, chime in. 347-343-4025, because I want to know, if they tell you you can't work and can't travel without the vaccine, are you gonna take it? Because I don't think I'm gonna take it. I think I will fucking buy a school bus and fucking turn that shit into a mobile home before I let niggas tell me that I can't travel and I can't work without taking that vaccine. I refuse. And it has nothing to do with conspiracy theories of thinking that they're going to chip me or they're going to, you know, whatever. It has nothing to do with that. It's just simple common sense. You're not going to force me to take something that y'all created in the first place. This shit did not just come out of nowhere. And that's the part that people aren't fucking acknowledging and talking about. Everybody wants to talk about this vaccine, but yet y'all have yet to hear the truth about the origin of the virus in itself. They can't tell us if it's found in animals. It's not a swine flu or a bird flu or any of this thing. Where the fuck did it come from? Where did it come from? It's not a flu. It's not a pneumonia. It's not a fucking autoimmune. It's none of those things. So where the fuck did it come from? Why this is the only answer. The only answer is to take this vaccine that y'all just developed within a year. It doesn't make no fucking sense. It doesn't make no sense. I'm not going to stay on that. I'm not going to get into, you know, conspiracy theorists, what you call it, conspiracy theorists, Twitter and all of that shit. But what else had happened? Oh, how long am I going? Oh, 24 minutes. Okay. I got like 6 more minutes to do what happened. A part of me was going to talk about this Jimmy Smacks guy and his OnlyFans. I mean, what do I have to say about Jimmy Smacks? Because my thoughts on the situation are a little more complex than most. Because everybody else is just writing him off and it's like, oh, that nigga's gay, that nigga's gay, that nigga's gay. And it's like, okay. But let's take it a step further. If he is a gay porn star, and so many of you have subscribed to his OnlyFans or are a fan of his content or, find yourselves being followers of him, does that make you not want to follow him anymore because he is now being outed as a gay porn star? If that is the case, if he's gay. I'm not going to put a label on that man because according to him, he just did a scene to get paid. He sucked a trans woman's still existing phallus, and I gotta be real sensitive about this because Facebook jail ain't nothing to fuck with. I was in that bitch for 3 days, next is 7, and after that is my third strike, 30-day bids from there on out. So I really got one more strike to relax. But Jimmy, it's just so fitting that his name is Jimmy Smacks. But that's just me being childish. It's just so befitting that his name is Jimmy Smacks, ain't it? Like, and it was so funny because I had never heard of this man before. Never. I went my entire life with not knowing who Jimmy Smacks was. I saw the video of him and the midget, and I just thought that was another nigga with a midget. Like, I didn't know that nigga was of any importance. I just thought, oh, look at this man and his midget girlfriend going viral. That was it. Didn't think about it. Then the next couple of days comes, oh my God, Jimmy Smacks. It's a lot of Jimmy Smacks out here judging Jimmy Smacks. I was like, yep. Well, no, first before I said yep, I said, who the fuck is Jimmy Smacks? And of course, I go to the Twitters. I find the tape. I watch the tape. Or the clips, rather. I won't say I watched the tape. I watched the clips. And I'm more upset at the way that this trans person was violating and speaking to him than anything. Like, it didn't bother me that he was, orally pleasing this trans person. But the way they were talking to him is where I found fault. Because, like, Shorty said, oh, and I better not feel no fucking teeth, Jimmy. And I'm like, a nigga couldn't even talk to me like that. Like, I would have been like, my head would have popped up like, who the fuck is you talking to? Like, you better not. Matter of fact, party done. Like, we're done with this. It's over. It's a wrap. Like, it's over. You're not, no, it's a wrap now. Now you get no head. Like, you're not gonna talk to me all types of disrespectfully. Like, that's not happening. So it was just one of those things where it was like, to watch him get violated in that, verbally in that manner, is what took precedence over the actual act. But everyone seems to be so up in arms over, him being intimate with a trans person. And so, all of the jokes and everything came out, and then he goes live to explain. And this is where I was like, all right, let me off the crazy bus, because his explanation, I think, is what does a huge disservice to everything that's going on. Because he did mention, like, oh, all your favorite rappers and niggas be getting, caught with trans women and and this and the third. And I thought he was going to take it to the lane of saying, well, I'm trans attracted and I don't give a fuck. Like, a woman is a woman. Oh, well. And I thought he was going to stand 10 toes down in it. But what he did instead is try to flip it and say, oh, well, I did it for the money. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. I'm about this money. I'm a millionaire. I made 150K off of that. So ain't nothing you could tell me because, I got paid. And I'm thinking that that's the worst way that you could have came out if this was you coming out. You know what I mean? Like, if this was you coming out. I don't know if it is. He claimed that he's the one who leaked it. And he said he did it because he wanted to do it before somebody else did. But if this was you coming out, you did a poor job of doing so, because nothing was clarified. No group of men was vindicated. Like, none of the down low men can now, come out and be comfortable in saying that they enjoy that or that's what they like. Like, you just furthered the stigma for a lot of them to stay in the closet and keep engaging in these behaviors behind closed doors. And that's the biggest issue that I find with this situation, is because it's not about the stigma. It's not about the memes. It's not about, weak as fuck. Like, hello. It's not about the memes. It's not about any of that. It's just the fact of, if that's what you like, that's what you like. And if that's the case, stand 10 toes down on it. Because when you do, you save a trans woman's life, you save a black woman's life, and you save other black men's lives. Because the more people who could come out and say, yes, this is what I like, you can find that strength in numbers to where y'all don't feel like it's a stigma anymore. Y'all don't feel like you have to hide it anymore and put black women's health at risk and all of that. Because without doing those things properly and safely, when you're doing them in the dark and shit like that, you're putting a lot of people's health at risk. Your own, that person, and any other person that you fuck with, after that. And I think that has to become the emphasis on a lot of these so-called down low guys, is that it's not necessarily a stigma responsibility, but it's a health responsibility. Because like who you like, fuck who you fuck, but be careful and be safe and do it in the realms of consent and proper, care. Don't just be out here claiming this, oh, I'm getting to the bag, so I'm doing da 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 da. Like, don't do that. Like don't fucking do that. Because niggas is blaming it on everything. If it's not, oh, it was the drugs, it's, oh, it was the money, or, oh, it was the this, that, and the third, I wasn't in my right state of mind. It's always getting blamed on all of this other shit, when it really just needs to be addressed that that's what you like. That's what the fuck you like. Like, that's it. Like, that's all that it is. That's what you like. So for Jimmy, if that's what you like, bro, just let it be known. Who gonna judge you but God? And what can anybody do? Because, I mean, honestly, you might want to, be a part of that community, because them niggas is the ones that's paying. And I'm pretty sure them niggas is the ones that's been paying on your OnlyFans. Because I don't really know too many niggas who's subscribing to other niggas' OnlyFans. And I also doubly don't know any women who are subscribing to niggas' OnlyFans. The only people that I know that are subscribing to OnlyFans are men and gay men. I heard today there was a woman on there. She's a Christian and she prays and does like prayer requests. And I heard that she's on there making like 200 grand a month. But I feel like that's that's her trying to rebrand and remove the stigma of OnlyFans and try to make it something more wholesome. But that's a whole nother story. But yeah, that's enough of what happened. I'm gonna make sure that I go ahead and save the ones that I didn't talk about for next week. But I wish I had music I could play, because then I would have been like, I'm gonna take a quick break and come right back. But because I don't, okay, why can't I just want it to be regular body. Okay, there we go. But I want it strike through. I don't know why that was so hard. But yeah. So I'm not going to take a break. I'm just going to go ahead and get right into it. Damn, my camera is dying. So I got to take a break and change my camera battery. Damn shame. And I guess I shall be right back. Hello. Oh, man. Come on. Come on, live. Yo, what is I'm like, okay, is this it? Like, I don't even know. Saggy titties with nipple rings give me keychain vibes. Not saggy nipples with. Oh man. To know if it's recording and it's streaming, why is Facebook Live producer being. Sorry, we're having trouble playing back. Why? Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. I really just want to get through this. Not what happened. I really just want to get through this last part of today's episode. Like, that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's all I want to do is get through the last piece. The last bit. That's it. All I want to do is finish it. I just want to finish it. That's it. But is it working? Cause I'm about to just say fuck it, whatever. Yeah, fuck it. I can't be bothered. Let me just minimize that. I'll be paying attention over here. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, so yeah, I'm not gonna focus on Facebook right now. So yeah, let me get through this really quick. So today's question that needs to be answered, which is our main topic portion of the day. We have what happened, and we have our question of the day. So our question of the day today is, what's your beef with Black feminism? And I asked this question because, given some conversations that I was a part of last week, I think I need to ask this question because I don't really get it. I don't really get the anger and animosity towards Black feminism and the Black feminist movement, because I really don't get why people don't fuck with them. Like, I don't know what the beef is. I don't know, why they are being treated the way that they are. Like, I just don't know. Like, I really and truly don't know. And maybe I could just go live on this. Yeah, I'm gonna just go live on my regular Facebook because I can't be bothered. Like, I'm trying to do this and I'm trying to, be fancy and all of that for Facebook, but I think I'm gonna have to just save my fanciness for YouTube, because Facebook might not be able to handle. Maybe that's what it is. Facebook can't deal. Like, Facebook just can't take. So you know what? That's it is what it is. So yeah. So if anybody is seeing this live right now, I think I'm just gonna be done with the full green screen on Facebook. I'm taking my talents to YouTube, and this is gonna be the new aesthetic now. Sorry, I know it sucks. This is pretty bland, this green screen, but I can't keep doing this. Facebook is getting on my nerves, and after they done put me in Facebook jail, I'm really just not fucking with them like that. So, unfortunately, the bad apple ruined the bunch. Sorry, but but no, the question of the day, or the question that needs answer, is, what is the beef with Black feminism? Because I've seen it on Clubhouse to where people are so, and like, literally they go through a lot to discredit and dismantle the Black feminism movement. And as somebody who does not identify as a Black feminist, like, I don't subscribe to any type of feminism or anything of that nature, like that's not my bag. I don't disrespect y'all. I don't discredit y'all. I just am not one of y'all. That's all. Like, I know how to, amicably disagree and just stay in my lane and mind my business. So I kind of let, Black feminism and all of that, let them do their thing. But I just didn't understand, like, these men were so adamant in disregarding these women's feelings and what they were trying to explain. Like, they trying to tell these women that, you know, misogynoir doesn't exist. Like, black men or men in general do not dismiss and discredit black women on a consistent basis. Like, they just blatantly did not want to fucking hear it. Like, they didn't care. Like, they literally and truly like did not fucking care. And I think that in itself was an issue to me, because it was like, how dare you? Like, if a black woman is explaining her situation and is explaining her position to you, how dare you tell her, no, that's not correct. You didn't experience that. That's not what that meant when they did that. That's not how you should react to that. Like, everything that a black woman got up there and said, like, oh, well, I was paid less than a black man, or I was denied a position or a seat at, you know, the boys' table because I am a black woman. And they're like, oh, well, absolutely not. That couldn't have never happened. You were just fed that by the white feminists. And it's just like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm telling you my actual life experiences. Like, this actually happened to me. I didn't make this up. I didn't read about it. It wasn't a meme. Like, there are no jokes about this. Like, this is just my life. This actually fucking happened. And black men will sit there and be like, no, it didn't. It did not. There was a dude by the name of Aaron, and I hate the way that he spells his name, because it was Aarin, which Aaron is itself, like, being spelled Aaron is annoying. Like, why do you need both A's? Aaron. Like, you don't need Aaron. Like, it's unnecessary. But no, this one was Aaron. Like, they wanted you to know to pronounce it Aaron, so they put RIN for extra oomph, and that nigga is as extra as his fucking name is, because that nigga decided to want to be hella disrespectful in fucking Clubhouse. It was like, oh, you sound retarded, and no, he wasn't the one that said you sound retarded. It was a nigga named Z that said, oh, you sound retarded. What was Aaron? What did Aaron say? Aaron said something to the effect of, you know, black women deserve to be last on the dating totem pole because they decided to disrespect black women. And, you know, he was all too proud to talk about how he was currently in Colombia, and how, you know, there was a young woman who was listening to the conversation and she had something to say. And so we allowed him to put Shorty on the phone, and Shorty, you know, mouth full of, you know, baby batter, got on, you know, the internet and decided to say, I see why American black girls are so single. And I proceeded to say, and I see why you're only paid $20 for the night. And I was being told that I was wrong and that I shouldn't have said that, and that was disrespectful. I don't think so. I don't think I was wrong at all. I don't think that, you know, I don't think there was anything wrong, because, you know, it's like,
I think you really trying to fuck with me.
Which he was, because he really and truly felt like saying all of those things about black women was so profound, and was like, he felt like he was saying something that was the truth, and we needed to hear it as black women. We needed to understand where we went wrong, and and I was just like, no, nigga, nobody has time for that. Like, nobody has time to hear anything about what you're saying. And it just really, really made me feel like more and more like, what is the issue with black feminism? And then it made me want to ask, like, well, what is black feminism? Like, what is it? Like, why is it a thing? Where did it come from? So, you know, we gets to Googling as we're having this back and forth. And the definition that I read about black feminism was, in the 60s, when we had Black Panthers and all of that, there were women who wanted to assume leadership positions, like not just lieutenants and all of that, and like, you know, the head of the women, like they wanted to be in charge, and men was like, nah. So they felt some type of way about that. Then I believe in, I want to say like the early 2000s, what ended up happening was, I believe it was one of Bush appointed somebody to something, and a black woman came out and said that he had sexually assaulted her or something to that effect, and people sought to silence her. And so that kind of like regenerated that feeling of, you know, black women wanting to be leaders and be in charge of certain shit. And so thus birth the black feminism, you know, movement as we kind of see it right now. That might not be true. I don't know. I did not go any further into details in searching it up. I literally just spoke those facts to the people in the room just so we kind of had like a basis, because everybody kept saying different shit. People are saying, oh, well, black women don't have the same rights, and so black feminism started. And then this nigga Aaron decided to be on some, oh, well, there are no rights that black men have that black women don't have. And it's like, yeah, okay, I understand that. However, just being a woman in general, you get excluded out of a lot of shit. And then being a black woman, you get doubly excluded because they feel like you're too loud, you're too passionate, you're too angry, you're too boisterous, you're too opinionated, you're too this, you're too that. Like, black women don't know how to just be seen and not heard. We don't. And that's on any level. Because even the most submissive of wives, you still know their fucking names. You still know who Aisha Curry is, even though she's not out here doing no busted challenges, even though she's not out here, you know, doing nothing of the sort. You still know her name. You know who the fuck she is. Black women do not know how to be seen and not heard. Shit, we're seen even when we not trying to be seen. You know how many times I try to fucking be low in a corner somewhere and niggas just will not let me rock? Like, do y'all know what that like I don't know if y'all know what that's like. Like, a black woman walking into the office not saying anything is a problem sometimes. Oh, you're not personable. You're not friendly. Why didn't you speak to the receptionist? And why didn't you wave? And why didn't you talk to Sally in the break room? And she thought you had an attitude because you immediately left the bathroom after you washed your hands. Like, you just didn't communicate with her, and you didn't like, black women just be wanting to chill and relax and just do what the fuck they there to do, and everything is a problem. From our hair to our tone to what we wear to how we wear things. Like, one of the biggest issues for me when I was doing corporate training, like preparing me to work in the corporate world, it was a training program, and they consistently annoyed me about how I dressed. Consistently. It was too flashy, it was too this, it wasn't business appropriate, yada yada yada. It was too many colors, it's too distracting, it's too this, it's too tight, it's too this, it's too blah. It's just like, it was, everything was a fucking annoyance about what I did. And that's part of the reason why I couldn't do that shit. Because to be a black woman in corporate America and then to have all of these fucking stipulations placed on you when all I want to do is do my job, get my check, and go the fuck home, it's too much. It's legitimately too much. Nobody has fucking time for that. Nobody has time for that. And nobody should have to make time for that. So it just was like, I don't know. I just went on a tangent because I wanted to know what black feminism was. So if you know what black feminism is and you want to correct me, please do. Because even the people who were self-proclaimed black feminists, even they didn't really give a full answer other than they're here to combat intersectionality and, you know, make noise for the black women who don't feel safe in making noise for themselves. That's all I got. Excuse me. That's all I got. That's all I got from them. So I don't know. That's all I got from them. So I don't know. Then I heard that there was something called Africana feminism. Don't know what the fuck that is. Like, matter of fact, let me Google it. Africana feminism. Africana feminism is a type of feminism innovated by African women that specifically addresses the conditions and needs of continental African women. African feminism includes many strains of its own, including motherism, femalism, snail sense feminism, womanism / woman palavering, nego feminism, and African womanism. Okay, I don't know what any of those fucking words are. Africana feminism is sometimes aligned with, in dialogue, or in conflict with black feminism or African womanism, which is perceived as by and for African women in the diaspora rather than African women on or recently from the continent. Okay, that just fucking made my head hurt. That was a lot of words. More divisiveness. And that just pulls us further and further away from getting the actual fucking understanding of what's going on. Like, I can put it right here. Yeah, I put it right here. Of what's going on. I feel like it's more and more divide. It's more and more reasons to disrespect and not really be there for black women. It's just more and more bullshit. It's just more and more bullshit. Like, and this is part of the reason why black people can't never get nothing accomplished, is because we just keep pushing the wedge further and further and further in between us, to where we have so many subgroups within our groups that we're never going to get anything accomplished. Like, we can never get anything accomplished in this way. So now you have women of the diaspora, black women of the diaspora, claiming feminism, but they're also fighting with the African women who are either still on the continent or fresh from the continent, claiming their version of feminism, versus the women who want to take slut walks and you know, be called hoes with pride. You know, you have their version of feminism, and you have all of these different women all arguing and bickering amongst each other. And men don't know who to help, who to stand behind, who to protect, who to believe, it's all a fucking mess. It is a fucking mess. It is a mess. And rather than talk about how it is a mess, people rather defend their fucking mess. They rather defend the mess than say, okay, you know what? Let's start cleaning it up. Let's start organizing. Let's start putting things in the places and where they belong. Like, let's start doing the things to, you know. Oh shit, people can see it? I didn't think people can see it. No doubt. I so feel everything you are saying right now. I mean, it's just one of those things that really be going through my mind, because it's like, I knew nothing about, like, when I tell y'all I live my life not knowing half of this shit be going on, not knowing that a lot of this shit is even happening. Like, when I tell you I live my life in a nice little bubble of what I allow in and what I allow out, believe me, because I could have cared less about any of this. Like, it doesn't affect my day to day, because those same black women who want to be black feminists, them bitches ain't coming to my aid when I go through shit. Them bitches is not, you know, standing for me when I have my feelings, thoughts, and opinions that go against the grain, and when I want to, you know, hold the mirror to them and their fuckery and the shit that they do that I may not agree with. They not trying to hear me for that. So I'm not quick to, you know, jump on nobody's fucking bandwagon. And that's just me. Like, I don't have no ill will, and I don't know why people tend to not be able to just do that. Like, being able to say, not my monkey, not my circus, and just walk away, is so freeing. It's so freeing. Like, not my monkey, not my circus. I can buy a ticket if I want to see the show, but I don't have to be in charge of the day to day. I don't have to be in charge of the operations and the, you know, heroes and where to's of it. I don't have to care. I can show up when I want to. I can leave when I want to. And that's how I feel about a lot of these, movements and groupings and all of this shit, is that when I want to subscribe to it, okay, I hear you in this part. I understand where you're coming from in this part. I get it in that part. All of that, yeah. But once it starts getting too crazy and you start wanting certain shit that I don't align with, yeah, I'm out. I'm off this. It was fun while it lasted. I'm back over here now. This was cool, but I'm over here. And you can do that. You have the right to do that. So for these people to start all of these fucking, groups and separate interest groups and not realizing like we only have one interest as Black people, and that is to being allowed to reap the benefits of the very Constitution we fought to defend. That's it. And that means by every extent of the law. Like when you say fair trial, that should mean fair trial. When you mean bear arms, you should mean everyone can bear arms. When you say everyone deserves a vote, then everyone's vote should be counted and should matter. That's it. That is it. That's the only Black interest. That should be the only Black interest of everyone who shares this melanin composition. That's the only thing that should be on the top of all of our lists. But no, we got to keep breaking ourselves further and further and further and further down into these special interest groups that people are going to not care about. It's hard to care about 10, 12 people in this one little special group when y'all belong to a group that is so much bigger. You belong to a group of people who are so much bigger, but you want us to focus on this little subset. That doesn't make no fucking sense. That doesn't make sense. And then, we had the because the conversation went so many different ways. Because, okay, now we have the, Black men and Black women don't respect one another. Black women want Black men to just be valuable as money and what they could bring in. Black women don't value Black men for who they are and blah, 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 this and the third. Black women want to be breadwinners, but they don't want to be providers and da-da-da-da. Listen, I've heard all of the things. That's why I can ramble them off so quickly. I've heard all of the things, right? But then they're trying to say that this whole idea of Black feminism is the reason why there has been a decline in the Black family. And I disagree. And I'm gonna tell you why I disagree. I disagree because I feel like to put all of that on Black women is disrespectful, number one. It's highly disrespectful, number one, to blame Black women for all of the destruction of the Black family, because we ain't do that shit by ourselves. And number two, I'm pretty sure that's very inaccurate, because some other things is like, okay, well, what if you're not going to blame it on Black feminism? Go back further. Do you blame it on integration, and the lack of Black enterprise, the loss of Black enterprise, not the lack of, the loss of Black enterprise? Because people are saying that Black feminism is destroying Black community because we're keeping our population from growing, because we are not marrying or procreating with our own Black men. We are going out of our race. We're doing all of these other things and yada, yada, yada. And I felt more strongly about this when I first put this up, because now that I'm reading through these, it's like I don't really remember where I was going. But some of these questions that I have written on here, it was like, what is Black feminism? How does it differ from Africana feminism? Is it responsible for the issues in the Black community? Why is not integration or the loss of Black enterprise the issue? Or urbanization, which is the loss of a strong Black community? Because that was another argument that was brought to the conversation, is that Black people, once we, everybody wanted to move north, escape to the north. They wanted to get away from slavery and all of that, but we left the communal living of, your black neighbors, your black family members, your cousins, your brothers, your aunts, your uncles, everybody living close, to everybody wanting to spread out and being more self-serving. Like your uncle goes to college and he gets a good job. He's the first one in the family to do so. He moves away, he leaves his family, down south, and he goes to New York, LA, Chicago, wherever. And then now he builds his family there. And now that family is now, built to be taught to, go to school, move out. And then now we just keep pushing our families further and further and further away. Now, is that responsible for the detriment of the black community? So we have black feminism, we have integration, and we now have urbanization as three possible reasons for the destruction of the black community and black family structure. And I feel like in having these conversations, it's good to hear what the problems may be, but I don't hear enough solutions. So how do you fix that? If you're saying black feminism is a problem, well then how do you fix black feminism? Easy. You give them the positions that they're asking for. Black women want to be CEOs and they want to run shit. Okay, let them. Now you have no more reason to argue about that. Simple fix, no? Same thing with, black men and black women. You talking about, oh, black women, if they make too much money, they don't know how to respect a man and they want to talk down to a man and da-da-da. Okay, so then make more money than her. Get the training, get the job, get the whatever, and go make more money than her so that you won't have that problem. Easy fix, no? I mean, if I'm bugging, let me know. Like, if I'm bugging and that's too much to ask, please tell me. But I just feel like that's an easy fix. If you don't like that your woman makes more money than you, go make more money than her. Figure out a way. Get a side hustle, get another job, or just get another woman who makes less than you. Like, either simple fixes. Because back when women were making less than men, I mean, some people say they still do, but back when, women were the stay-at-home wives and blah, 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 they were supposed to accept all types of shit from their husband. So now that the roles are reversed and the woman is the breadwinner, now the man can't handle being talked to any kind of way. But when it was the other way around, it was fine. When it was the other way around, there was no problem. Who brought the bacon home can demand how it should be cooked. Now that the roles have been reversed, y'all don't like that. So I don't understand. Make it make sense. Which is it? Is it black feminism, or is it that black men can't handle the roles and gender roles that they've established, and now because they are falling into that category, they can't fall into line with those duties and responsibilities? And that could be a little inflammatory, perhaps. I can admit that, but it's just a question I just need to know the answer to. And again, if you would like to answer the question, you can leave me a voicemail at 347-343-4025. But yeah, I don't understand. And then, there was a lot of people, mentioning that, oh, well, it's just like checkers. It's just like checkers. The king is the most important piece, but the queen is the one who, makes all the moves and da-da-da-da, and she protects him, and black women don't want to protect black men, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm just like, I don't believe that that's true at all. Like, I don't believe that that is true at all. I don't believe that black women are just out here saying, fuck black men. We not here for it. Either y'all gotta, make $1 million, or I don't want to fuck with you. Like, I don't think that that's it at all. I just think that black men don't want to live up to certain standards because they feel like they shouldn't have to be pushed to those standards because of all of the shit that they've gone through. And I think that if black women felt that same way, then we would not be where we are now. We wouldn't be the most educated group of people in America. Like, we would not be of the top, degree earners in America. Like, we would not be that population if we felt that way, because black women have been put in those predicaments so many fucking times. So many times. So many. Another note, men want more feminine women, but also want to be seen as the prize. Those ideas contradict. A man's definition of 50-50 is only financial, but never emotional or mental. 50-50 only means money. 50-50 doesn't mean that if I make more than you and you know, are home more often, that you should cook, you should clean, you should keep the house, you should raise the kids. That doesn't mean that to them, because they want women to go make all the money, do all of that, come home, cook, clean, take care of their kids, and then still give him the big piece of chicken, suck his dick, rub his back, and make him feel like a king. That's not how any of this works. And I don't really know, like, if that really is an argument. I just know that that's the argument I always hear, because I don't really know too many men who are asking for this 50-50 shit. Like, all the men that are talking 50-50 don't got nobody. And that's just real rap. All the niggas that I know that are talking this 50-50 bullshit have nobody. They have no one. Not a girlfriend, not none of their baby mothers, nobody. Nobody is with them. Them niggas is single. Like a dollar fucking bill. But they out here talking this 50-50 shit. And it's like, make it make sense. Because all the married niggas I know, they know what they contribute and they know what their wives contribute. And they know how to make it fucking work. And that's what I gotta say on that. Like, I don't really know. What else was on my list? This fucking nigga. This nigga Kevin Samuels talking about fuckboys come from single mothers with good intentions. I don't know what that had to do with the conversation, but I definitely had that in my notes. But I think I believe that. I think I believe that, but that's only for the single mothers of boys who don't allow their boys to learn how to do certain shit. Like, when you have a little boy and you don't make him wash dishes, and you don't make him do laundry, and you don't make him sweep, or, you know, cook his own hot dogs or grilled cheeses and shit like that, when you don't let your boy child do things like that, then yes, I believe that those men grow up to be fuckboys, because you don't give them any responsibility. You give them this life of you taking care of them forever and for everything, and then they get older and they feel like that's just what a woman should fucking do. And as a single mother, I don't think that you should do that, but I'm not going to tell single mothers what to do, because I don't have kids. But I know one thing. When I was a kid, I'd washed my own clothes by the time I was 12. I was cooking my own food by the time I was 12, making my own after school snacks and shit. And I was cleaning my own room and all of that stuff. So I know what I was doing at 12. I don't know what a lot of y'all are teaching y'all little boys at 12. And I don't know too many women with boy children. And the ones that I do, I definitely make myself very vocal, maybe more than I should. But if I'm your friend and I love you, I'm going to say something. There's no reason why you got a boy child and you taking out garbage as a grown woman. No, let that little nigga take the fucking garbage out. That don't make no sense. That does not make any sense. It doesn't. And there's too many boys who are raised like that, who turn into men who feel like this 50-50 shit makes sense. That's the problem. Y'all mamas did not make y'all do shit as kids. Y'all came home from school to mama cooking you and daddy your food, or you and your uncle, or you and whoever man was in the fucking house, and you didn't do shit. You didn't go to the grocery store to buy her the groceries. You didn't carry her bags up the steps. You didn't fucking put the groceries away. You didn't take out the trash. You didn't make your bed. You didn't wash clothes, dishes, nothing. Your mother did all of that for you. So you grew up to be a man who thinks that that's just what women are supposed to fucking do, because you watched your mama do it, not realizing that that bitch cried every night because she didn't have nobody to help her do half of that shit. That's the part y'all don't get. I don't know why I wrote that, because that shit just made me mad. That shit just really made me mad. And I mean, it was a couple of things actually. And one of my what happens was supposed to be all the reasons why I don't really like that nigga, Kevin Samuels. And it's not that I said I don't like him, because I don't know him. I have no idea who he is as a person, so I can't say I don't like him. I just don't like the fact that he uses his platform to disrespect and make a mockery of black women who honestly and truly need help. And I think they need help in the ways of like self-esteem and shit like that. They don't need to have a man tell them why other men don't want them. That's not the help that I think that they need. But again, I'm not a psychiatrist, so fuck do I know. But I wrote that I agreed with him when he said women who share baby daddies with other women should just be sister wives. I agreed with that. Matter of fact, I'm just going to agree with it without context. I'm not even going to explain it. I also agreed with him when he said men are more than wallets and penises. I agree with that. However, I disagree with him when he said that high earning men don't want to marry lawyers, psychologists, or women with advanced degrees because they overvalue themselves. I think that's disrespectful. How dare you tell a woman of higher education she's overvaluing herself? The fuck? When you have a degree, a doctorate, a master's, a PhD, whatever, you want motherfuckers to value you highly. You want people to think of you highly because you went to school and you went and worked for that. So why wouldn't a woman who done the same want to be valued higher or highly? The fuck kind of logic is that? And then he said that they also don't like military women, cops, or bohemians / free spirit artsy people because those women are militant and will tear your shit up. Okay, I think I kind of believe that. I definitely could see, a woman who's a hairdresser, nail tech, fashion designer, writer, any of those things. I could definitely see one of those women being very, emotionally charged and more likely to fuck your shit up. But like the cops and the military women, like, why wouldn't a man of high earning potential want one of those women? Because usually men who earn that much, they're not fighters. A lot of them are soft. A lot of them are pussy. I think that's why I never really liked I never really went after like the super rich guys, because like even in my 20s, like I noticed like the dudes who had more money than the average 20-year-olds, a lot of them was pussy. And I'm a loudmouth. Like I will get you fucked up out here by accident, like not even meaning to do it on purpose. Not even meaning to do it, but it can happen. Like you'll find yourself in a fucking sticky situation, just fucking around with me by accident. So I never really fell in the crowd of dealing with them types of men because I'm a liability to them. I mean, I'm the type of bitch that them niggas need in their life, but you can't tell somebody what's good for them. But no, I mean, I just really and truly was a little flabbergasted by people's anger towards the Black feminism movement. And it's just like, how do you actually, no, I can't even say that, because you definitely would hate something you don't understand. So I get it. I'm not even gonna pretend like I don't. I get it. You don't understand what Black women could be complaining about, because at the end of the day, ain't you women? Like, women have certain privileges that men don't agree with. They don't like that we can walk out of our houses with no money and have the times of our lives. They don't like that, a woman can have her entire life and lifestyle financed by another man with more means than them. They don't like that. They don't like that, they can love a woman with all their heart and she will still leave them for a nigga who makes more money. They don't like that. And I understand why you wouldn't like that. I wouldn't like that either. I wouldn't. But what you got to understand is that it's not our fault that y'all will do that to each other. A man who takes a woman and will pay for her with money and all of these things is doing so that she does not be with you. That's just the bait that he can afford to use. Use the bait that you have. If your bait is your funny, then you better be a fucking comedian, Comic View, Def Comedy Jam level every time a bitch is in your face. If your bait is you're caring and you're emotionally intelligent, then you better be the most understanding and thoughtful and fucking, you better love a bitch into submission. If the only bait you have is money, then you better be willing to provide a life that is gonna make that woman use the bait that you are comfortable with. Use whatever bait. You just cannot use the same bait for every type of fucking fish. If you only have certain bait, you're only going to get certain fish. That's it. They say there's plenty of fish in the sea. Yes, but what bait are you using? What part of the sea are you in? Those are the things that you need to be thinking about. Because for me, what kind of bait would get me? You definitely would have to be funny. You definitely would have to be smart. Smarter than me in any way. Whether you're smarter than me musically, whether you're smarter than me like actual intelligence, book smarts, whether you're like a math genius, like you got to be able to teach me something, or I got to be able to have to come to you for something. Because if I don't feel like you're useful, then you're useless. And I know that sounds harsh, but I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. That's just how it is with me. Like, I got to be able, like, for instance, somebody who I find myself being enamored with now, I love how this person is with other people. Like, I love how he can read people. I love how he, you know, can maneuver and like be put in a lot of different, you know, places and around different people. I kind of don't, let me shut up. But yeah, I like him for that. Trying to think, what's another reason when I liked somebody? It's funny. I stopped myself from sharing something because I was told today that I need to organize my Tina facts and learn what I can share freely versus what I need to keep close to cuff. So I haven't done that yet. So I don't really know how many details I want to share about the types of shit that I like. But I'm just going to put it that way. You got to be somebody that can teach me something. Teach me something and I will probably end up loving you. Because I don't really feel like too many men can teach me shit. Too many men be full of shit. They just be chatting. They, you know, just be saying shit. They just be having audacity. No experience, no anecdotes, just fucking audacity. But, you know, before this goes on any longer, this has been another episode of PCPOV. I know I'm a week behind because, like I said, I just got out of Facebook jail. This is probably going to be the last official Facebook Live of PCPOV. I'm taking my talents to YouTube. So I'll be broadcasting on my YouTube page, which is Hood Logic TV. If you just go to Linktree, linktr.ee/just call me T Marie, which is JUSTCALLMETMARIE. If you go there, all of my links will be there, including my YouTube. So I'm going to start building that up because Facebook be fucking trying me. So with that being said, until next time, bye.